Shirley Fry, publisher of the Oklahoman. I'm proud to be a part of a long-standing institution in the state and proud to recognize and honor the impactful work done by nurses in Oklahoma. This has been a difficult year for all of us, and nurses have led the charge toward healing not just the people, but the community as a whole. So on behalf of all my colleagues here at the Oklahoman, thank you.
I would like to take this moment to thank our nurses. During this unprecedented time, you have shown yourselves to be courageous, to be compassionate, and above all, to be healers. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done.
We're excited to honor Oklahoma's nurses. They often see us at our worst and most vulnerable. Whether it's calming our fears before a surgery, answering anxious relatives' questions, or holding our hand as we grieve for the loss of a loved one, a nurse's dedication to others is unmatched. Now more than ever, nurses are putting themselves at risk to heal our state. Your peers have recognized you and your compassion and devotion to the field, and tonight we will honor 18 different branches of the profession. With tonight's program, Recognizing Nurses, we will be joined by several community members who will share their own personal messages of encouragement before introducing several categories.
The Oklahoma Nurses Association is proud to be involved with Recognizing Nurses program. ONA is the Professional Nurses Association advocating for all Oklahoma nurses. We're committed to engaging nurses to make a difference by speaking with one voice. ONA believes in creating opportunity through education and collaboration while empowering nurses to improve health care across the great state of Oklahoma. It is an honor to be able to recognize nurses and the work that they do 24/7. Nurses share a community of compassion and understanding. Nurses are there in our greatest time of need. ONA thanks the nurses nominated, along with every nurse, for the work that you do every day. You've truly made 2020 the year of the nurse. Our first 4 candidates have made their mark in the profession after just a few short years. Here are the nominees of the newest profession members. And the award goes to Misty Thompson. Friends say Misty goes the extra mile to comfort and care for patients in the ICU. Congratulations, Misty. Passionate, exemplary, driven, and humble are the words used to describe our next group of nurses. The nominees for Advanced Practice Registered Nurse are Julie Johnson is the winner for APRNs. Julie's career has been spent caring for oncology patients. Her colleagues said she is the utmost bright light for our patients. The surgical process can be frightening, and these professionals help calm our nerves before the procedure and ease our suffering afterward. Here are the candidates for operating room nurse. The winner is Jerry Osteen. Friends say Jerry encourages her colleagues to build on their talents. She recognizes that relationships and employee satisfaction are at the essence of any high-performing team. Congratulations, Jerry. The next group of professionals have been described as inspiring leaders and wonderful advocates. Here are the nominees for nurse manager. And April Krim is recognized as this year's top manager. Friends and coworkers wanted to honor April for her unwavering support and her helping her team find the best path forward. Our next group of nominees helps light the way for our future nurses by helping students achieve their goals in and outside of the classroom. Here are your nominees for nurse educator. Bernice James is the 2020 Nurse Educator of the Year. At this time, we would like to recognize Vernice James in memoriam. Unfortunately, Miss James passed away earlier this summer. We'd like to take a moment to honor her career and life.
Vernice James dedicated her life to inspiring and teaching generations of nurses.
She's touched thousands and thousands of people's lives, changed their lives, and so many people that got into nursing that I knew got into it because of Mrs. James.
The Seminole County native took her first steps toward joining the profession by attending St. Mary's School of Practical Nursing. Vernice was the first Black student to graduate from the school. From there, she studied to become a registered nurse at St. Edward's School of Nursing in Arkansas and was one of 4 Black students to ever graduate from the college.
She was such a humble lady. She never, ever bragged about herself or what she had accomplished.
After completing her own education, Vernice went on to educate others.
She was just a quiet force. She was awesome, but she was also the most professional person I've ever met, and a very godly woman, and just a quiet, calm person that could walk into a room and make you just feel comfortable. And she taught me the art of nursing. You can go to school and learn about the physiology, the anatomy, but caring for people and making them understand it, that's what she taught me.
When Vernice was not teaching, she was tending to patients in the emergency room at Norman Regional.
She just had such a love for nursing that it was just contagious. You just couldn't help but be inspired by everything she did.
Former students and coworkers say Vernice left a legacy of compassion.
As you walk through the halls here, I can find 10 people that say, oh my gosh, Mrs. James was the best. They either had her in school or they worked side by side with her, and that's just at this hospital. I know people all over that area that went to that VOTEC that took her class and are healthcare professionals now because of her. She loved her family. She has sons and granddaughters and grandchildren that were her world, and she loved big.
I love the feeling it gives me when I help people. I love to be there for them. It just makes me feel like a good person.
Nursing has absolutely been the biggest blessing of my life. Many people have to go to a job, and I found one that has been my passion. It's shaped me to be who I am.
I love what I do. I really feel like I was called to do this, and surgery is the perfect place for me. It's technical, it's people-oriented, it's problem-solving, and thinking on my feet. I just love it.
I really feel like my job as a nurse manager is to take care of the nurses. And in a bigger scheme of things, it's making sure that the nurses have what they need to be able to take care of the patients.
Of course, it's been hard, and you have good days and bad days, but because of them, I'm a better person, and it's just the true honor to get to walk with people through the most delicate and sensitive times of their life.
Last year has been tough. Elective surgeries were canceled for several months.
But it has shown me what real nurses and true nurses really are.
We're making surgery happen again and taking great care of our patients, but we're jumping through a lot more hoops to keep everybody safe, staff and our families, as well as all of our patients.
People want something to beat this virus. It is important that we do studies like this because we need to find the answers.
I felt us getting back to doing what we're built to do, which is take care of people.
Come together and really work to protect the health and safety of our patients and of our public.
They're all superheroes. The talent and the heart them people have, they'll always have a place in my heart for what they did for my little girl.
Hello, I'm First Lady Sarah Stitt, and I want to say a very special thank you to Oklahoma's hard-working nurses. Not only have you been on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic, taking care of the most at-risk patients, but you have continued to provide excellent care to sick and injured Oklahomans under new and very difficult circumstances resulting from the pandemic. The governor and I recognize the life-saving work that you do every single day, and we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Compassionate, kind hero. These are all words that come to mind when I think about the nurses throughout our community. I have had the opportunity to observe the impact of these selfless champions through my work with United Way's partner agencies, and their service goes far beyond caring for medical concerns. Nurses provide emotional support and reassurance for patients and families struggling with fear, anxiety, and often grief when working with our most vulnerable citizens. A kind word and a positive connection with a nurse might be the only reason a patient returns for much-needed care. During my work for the American Red Cross in responding to the Oklahoma City bombing, I witnessed firsthand the strength and courage of nurses serving on the front lines during the most harrowing of circumstances. And more recently, through COVID-19 pandemic, I once again have been reminded that nurses are truly community heroes. Now more than ever, we thank you for your unwavering commitment to your patients and to your community. Individuals in the behavioral and mental health field form strong therapeutic bonds with patients as they guide them through their health journey. Here are the nominees for the nurses in the field of mental and behavioral health. This year's award goes to Amanda Harrell. A relative of Amanda's patients referred to Amanda as a light in a dark world. She was praised for her patience, kindness, and dedication. Congratulations, Amanda. Rehabilitation nurses help move toward recovery by pushing our minds and our bodies just a little more to reach our full potential. The 2020 honorees are: congratulations to Nicole Adam. Patients have praised Nicole for her extra measure of care, encouragement, and professional manner. This next group of professionals provides comfort during the most difficult time for patients and families. The following individuals are being recognized for their contributions in the field of hospice. Carrie Gardner with Kindful Hospice is this year's winner. Colleagues say Carrie's heart is in patient care, and she is a shining example of a compassionate leader. Congratulations, Carrie. Taking their expertise on the road, nurses can provide care and attention in an environment that's more comfortable for their patients. The nominees for in-home care nurses are: congratulations to this year's winner, Tammy Richard. Co-workers say Tammy goes the extra mile to meet patients' needs and support her colleagues.
I've been a nurse now for 15 years this year. My first 8 years was in cath lab. I got to see and experience the procedures of placing stents, saving people's lives when having a heart attack, but I never got to see what they do and how they progress afterwards. My move to cardiac rehab was to see what these people want to do with themselves to progress and to get better.
My dad and brother were EMT and fire volunteer, and my mother worked in the hospital as an aide and at a doctor's office. And being around the people that I was raised with, I think I just ingrained those values, thankfully, of caring and wanting to give and help others.
I feel like God put me on earth to love on others and to have empathy and compassion and give holistic care.
I guess I've always wanted to be a nurse from a little girl, and I can't say recently because it's been the last 10 years I've been a hospice nurse, but it really was an experience with my grandmother. I had to fly back to Oklahoma to be with her when she was in hospice and was with her the last 5 days of her life. Laid in that bed with her and just had an awesome hospice nurse take care of her and made me kind of change pathways from pediatric nursing to hospice nursing.
We have reopened as of May to allow our phase 2 or patients who've just had procedures done to come in and rehabilitate. We have not been able to open back up for our gym members just yet, and so I've had phone calls on the daily, people wanting to say, when are we open, when do we get to come back? And so we really do miss our Phase 3 gym members.
Is being there mentally for them, being locked in their homes and not even being able to see their families, just as the world has experienced being locked out of nursing homes and hospitals.
We've had to integrate a lot of telehealth, telepsych, figure out different ways to educate how to link our patients with their families, how to keep people safe, how in regards to infection control.
Learning to adapt to family fears when you're coming into their houses or into facilities, having to adapt with different gear on for the last 6 months. But it's the same process. We just love them and push forward.
It's really scary, but every day the nurses are out on the front lines, along with the doctors and other people that are in healthcare, and we put ourselves out there and we do the best that we can.
An unprecedented time.
A time of uncertainty.
And challenges.
Our team, our family, is ready.
Committed to keeping you, your family,
our community safe.
In this new normal, we're ready to see you, to help heal you.
As we continue providing the services you depend on.
With a renewed commitment to creating a safe environment for us all.
Now, just like always.
But like never before, we're getting all of us.
All of us.
All of us.
To a healthier place.
The last few months have been a challenge for everyone, but especially for our doctors, nurses, and medical staff. You have risen to the challenge of COVID-19 and have sacrificed many things to take care of our community. We see you working long hours, giving the best care possible for those who are sick, and you continue the fight without giving up for us. On behalf of the men and women of the Oklahoma City Police Department, I want to say thank you for all you do for us. This group of professionals deals with the youngest and possibly the most delicate patients. The following individuals are recognized for their work in neonatal care. The winner is Jody Lang. Friends say Jody delights in singing happy birthday to the babies whom she delivers and gives her absolute best care for her young patients. Congratulations, Jody. Extraordinary, sympathetic, knowledgeable, and observant were just a few words used to describe these women. Here are some nominees for Labor and Delivery Nurses. The 2020 Labor and Delivery Nurse of the Year is Debbie Shelley. One of Debbie's patients said, Debbie cared for her girls as if they were her own, and Debbie has continued to check with her patient several months after her delivery. Congratulations, Debbie. As parents can attest, being a pediatric nurse takes someone with immense patience and a big heart. Here are some nominees for pediatric nurses. Congratulations to Juanita Underwood. Colleagues say Juanita is the heart of the pediatric cardiac program at OU Children's Hospital. Her strength and compassion is a true testament of her deep love for her patients. School nurses attend to our children's bumps, scrapes, and bruises, but they're often cheerleaders and counselors. The following group of women are being honored for their efforts in helping students. Congratulations, Elizabeth West. Friends say Elizabeth helps heal students in many ways, shapes, and forms. Co-workers added she is a good listener to children's voices that at many times are unfortunately not heard at all.
Why do I do what I do? I probably only figured this out a few years ago. I've been doing this for 35 years. I love babies. Children's Hospital had a job fair 35 years ago, and there were openings in the pediatric intensive care and the neonatal intensive care, and I went through both of them, and the babies frightened me, but I was just drawn to them.
My son had a heart condition, and so I've sat in the chair where those people are sitting. I know what it's like, and I was given this opportunity to be able to give back to them, to be able to help navigate families through that process of the scary times of heart surgery and on their child.
Well, I love taking care of people, and I work in labor and delivery, postpartum mamas and babies, and it's so enjoyable I still can cry at a birth, and I've had 5 children of my own, but it's still just such a miracle and a wonder, and nursing's just been a calling to me, and I love doing it. And I'm now taking care of mamas that were babies were born that I took care of when they were born.
I am an RN in Oklahoma City Public Schools. I love children. I love helping people. I love teaching people, the children. I really want those children to get the best chance to grow up and be their dreams come true.
It's been difficult seeing people around me struggle with what's going on and information and misinformation, and so that's probably for me been the most difficult part, is to see other people trying to deal with the things that have happened this year.
Families have very little support. So we had about a month that we weren't operating except for extreme emergencies. And now that we're doing more cases, they're going through an 8-hour long open heart surgery with just mom or dad, or sometimes they'll both be there, but no other family, no other support.
We're trying to keep the teachers safe, trying to keep the children safe, and then the children's parents, grandparents. We're just trying to, and then make sure they have an education as well.
It just changes daily and sometimes hourly. Like, okay, we're doing this today, and then like, okay, today it's okay. You can not wear your shield all day. So it's just an unknown territory, and we've just had to go with it and just try to do the best we can to keep everybody well and safe.
So one of the things that is a constant in nursing is change. It's something that we have to adjust to. Physical environments change, buildings, uniforms, our technology, our computers. What doesn't change is what's on the inside, why we do what we do, our mission. We're still walking through those halls, and we're still coming across that tunnel every day to come and continue the mission and continue the work that the sisters started.
Hi, I'm David Holt, the mayor of Oklahoma City. Nurses play such an incredibly important role in this city and in all cities. You're there for our best days, our worst days, our last days. Nurses are a profession that each of us will interact with probably on a regular basis throughout our lives. And you really do put yourself in harm's way. You are in a position, especially this year, to be on the front lines of some pretty serious diseases, some pretty serious events in our city's history. I understand this event was actually conceptualized before the pandemic, so somebody was pretty smart, because if there is any group that we need to thank right now, it is our nurses, and obviously our other healthcare and public health professionals. But today, it's all about you, the nurses of Oklahoma City, and you have stepped up more than ever before in this pandemic. And as I said, put yourself in danger of catching this virus. But you've done it because you love our city and you love your fellow men and women of this city. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do every day, but especially in this memorable 2020. It has meant so much to our city. We could not get through this pandemic without you. On behalf of the people of Oklahoma City, thank you.
Giving back and loving others is the greatest gift a person can bestow on another, and nurses live this creed every day. Nurses are always on the front line of care, and their dedication, kindness, and healing touch are an inspiration to those who are fighting the good fight. Thank you for your humility, expertise, and willingness to put your patients first. During this extremely trying time in our country, the resolve and fortitude of our nurses give us hope, strength, and comfort, knowing we will get through this together. As Val Saintsbury stated, nurses dispense comfort, compassion, and caring without even a prescription. So thank you for being a courageous superhero at ground zero for the fight to protect humanity. When people hear the word cancer, their minds are flooded with an endless list of questions and concerns. These nominees are there to help calm patient fears and help them get beyond the illness. Here are the categories for oncology nursing. The 2020 award winner is Nancy Lang. Patients say Nancy is always there to listen, quick to respond, ready and willing to help, and very encouraging. Congratulations, Nancy. Our next group of women uses their specialized skills to provide life-sustaining care to the most critical and fragile patients. The nominees for ICU, CCU nurses are The winner is Kindness Garza. Colleagues say Kindness is a joy to be around. She is an exceptional nurse and positive role model who empowers both her patients and her colleagues. In fast-paced, high-stress environment, these nurses are able to make quick assessments to expedite care. The nominees for emergency room nurses are, the winner is James Brigida. Coworkers say James strives to make positive impact with every patient and employee interaction. They add, the OU Trauma 1 department is infinitely better because of James and his hard work. They are the heart and soul of a care center, building on relationships all while supporting their patients and their families. The nominees for long-term care nursing are, Susan Clem is the long-term care nurse of the year. Friends say Susan has always put her heart into her work, and each of the individuals she has cared for felt her heart for them, knowing she was doing everything she could to care for them in the best possible way. The nurses are often the first person we see at the office. They are the front line of the nursing corps, and you help ease us into our appointments. Here are the nominees for LPN. Congratulations to Linda Grant. Coworkers say Linda's personal and professional conduct is an inspiration, and she exemplifies kindness in everything she does on a daily basis.
I do what I do because I love to help Oklahomans in their greatest time of need.
I have always wanted to help people, and I truly feel like it's my calling. I get to be the best part of some people's worst day.
I love caring for other people. I love giving of myself.
I wanted to take care of people and take care of patients, and that's the reason I became a nurse. I have a passion for it. I back into nursing. I retired, and then I just came back to work about a year and a half ago.
I love taking care of people. I love taking care of our patients, working with the doctors and nurses that I work with.
This year's been a little bit more stressful with the COVID, but it's really, I think, brought out the best in a lot of healthcare workers. You know, that's a lot of our talents is staying calm in a rough situation.
It's just the patients and the staff in our hospital. We're not letting visitors come in, so it's stressful. And we're all praying and hoping it'll be over quick.
Oh my gosh, it's been awful. We practically shut down the clinic for the first 6 weeks of the COVID, and it was terrible. But we're kind of back up and running now. But it was scary, and nobody knew what was going on. We had a different answer every 5 minutes.
This year has been quite a challenge. Everything has changed, and there's almost an underlying tension, I think, for the whole world with whatever we do. Are we protecting ourselves? Are we protecting others? Have we done everything right?
The last year has been challenging, to say the least. Unprecedented, challenging, but rewarding as well.
For more on this show, you can visit RecognizingNursesOK.com or pick up a copy of the latest edition of the OK magazine. And on behalf of my colleagues and the Oklahoman, a big thank you to all of the nominees and our winners. Wash your hands and stay safe, everyone.
I'm very shocked. I'm new to this. I've been doing it about 3 years, so to be recognized this early has been a complete honor.
I am honored. I feel like I'm just a small little fish in a big pond, and for somebody to recognize what I've done and what nurses have done is wonderful. I'm so honored.
You spend hours away from your families, as all nurses do. We spend hours away from our families to take care of other people's families. And for them to recognize me in that way, that was just very, very special.
As a nurse and as an advanced practice nurse, I've been able to serve people, but they've given me the biggest gift. And this is just an honor that makes me feel like it matters, that it's felt both ways. And to be able to serve, but to have an honor like this for someone to give a pat on the back in such this magnificent, trying time and in a magnificent honor is, it's good stuff.
Tears welled up in my eyes. I mean, I've done this profession in home health care for 24 years, and to know that people believed in me and they supported me and they voted for me based on who I was and what I did, that really was a true blessing to me after all these years. It made this little woman feel good.
I am really humbled and very surprised and kind of excited as well. I'm just very happy and thankful.
I don't even have words to express. I feel like we all have to work as a team, and nurses are lifted up, and just really in shock. I'm just proud, but know that we're a team, and all nurses in whatever specialty they're in find their specialty, and they do the best they can, and we do it for the patients. So.
It means a lot to think that I really do make a difference.
I'm very humbled that I was even nominated for this. There's so many people that it takes for us to be able to do what we do with the cardiac team at OU, and that someone on our team thought that I deserved this is very humbling to me.
I am so excited and really surprised, because I think there was quite a few categories, and I'm just very, very honored and thankful to all my family and friends that kept voting for me. So I really appreciate it. It's a great honor.
It's nice to, even though we're a team, it's nice for someone to say thank you and to just let you know they appreciate you.
I'm just honored, and that I would get a reward for something that I have a passion for doing. So, and I really appreciate the Oklahoman and their efforts and to make this very special.
So this award means a lot to me. I'm beyond humbled and grateful, but really to the trauma ER nurses that I represent, it's really their award.
I don't like to be in the spotlight. I really don't. And I think that any of the nurses that I work with could have just as easily have won this.
I'm very proud. It's quite an honor. Thank you.